about this. All right, real quick. This is just for traders. So, a lot of people might not know. If you notice, I don't have too much things marked up on the chart. Just a little bit of Fibonacci, and then you see some patterns there. Um, all those things are indicators. I wanted to go back over the specific indicator that I use in addition to these arrows that you see here. You should be able to see some red and green arrows. You see these arrows here?
Yeah.
Now those are like the arrows that Philip Poitier uses. I forgot the name of that indicator.
Fractals.
Fractals, right? Thank you. Those are like fractals, but they're not like fractals. Fractals are confusing. This is an indicator called Super Signals. Super Signals is custom installed, and literally, if you look at how it works, it tells you where to get in and what to do, where to get out and what to do. And if you look in the past, or whatever the case is, you can see that Super Signals is pretty accurate, right?
Yeah.
It's very much so accurate. Now, you cannot jump in every trade. It's better on the 30-minute chart with Super Signals, but on the 15-minute chart and the 5-minute chart, you can't jump in every trade. It's not certain, you know. Like, look at this. If you got in here, you're gonna buy, but you would have been expecting this to go up because there's nothing like a RSI or anything that tell you how far to go, where to go. And so it would have came back down here and only did this, and then you would have lost money, right?
Yeah.
So that's unfortunate. But looking at the 30-minute chart, the time or the volume is larger. So the period in which the market moves is greater. So you would expect Super Signals to adjust to that, which it will, which it does. All right, but the best part about having Super Signals is that you can also back it up with something. If you look at these, like I was showing you earlier, these they suck. They suck, point blank, they suck. But that is where this indicator here, the bottom, comes in. All right, this is called stochastics. Stochastics is a real nice indicator. I know you probably are familiar with it, but let me just give a basic overview still. Stochastic is basically an indicator that tells where price is overbought and where price is oversold. So these two extremes, 80 and 30, some people like to go with a lesser extreme, 20, but 20 is very dangerous. But 80 and 30 is very safe. And using the stochastics, you can tell where price is overbought or where price is oversold. You can even go to 80, 75 if you wish, but 80 is very nice. And the whole reason I use stochastics is because it basically identifies pivot points or where price is going to turn around. You can tell, for a prime example is here, price had crossed this margin or this extreme, the 80 mark on the stochastics here. And as you can tell, you can look at by the chart and you can see that price has turned around. All right, you can tell right here, price, this whole thing, this whole area was below the 30 mark. Price had started to turn around, started to turn around. And so that's kind of how it works. You can also look in the past. Look in the past and you can tell, key, another example here. Boom, price is overbought. Started to sell, price is oversold. It started to buy, price is overbought. Sold, price is oversold. Here, can you see that? Cameron?
Sorry, my mic was mute. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, so that's basically how it works. Now, unfortunately, stochastics isn't always 100% reliable on its own, just like Super Signals. But when you make them work together, and that's the whole purpose of this call, this is really what I want to share with everybody. When you make these two things work together, you can be, you can be rich, literally, because it's so easy. And I was Hey, you still hanging in there? Cameron. I think it's there somewhere. But yeah, basically the thing is you can make these things work together, okay? And hello.
Hey.
Yeah, sorry, this is ridiculous. I don't know what's happening. I honestly don't know if it's my Wi-Fi or because I was on data. But can you still see my screen?
You gotta share it.
Okay, that's okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah, I can see it now.
Beautiful. All right. Basically, what I want to say, you can make these two indicators stochastics. You can look at my settings here. It's just 5, 3, and 3. You can put them in respectively. And you can use super signals if you need it. I'll send it to you and I'll show you how to install it. If not, you can just go back to the old video. It's on the site and it's on the private YouTube channel. And you can make these two things work together to get accurate trades, basically by just lining them up. Because if you notice, they're not lined up. But when you have a super signal that is in line with the peak, whether it's up or down, when you get that thing, that signal directly corresponding to hey, sorry about that. But yeah, basically when these two things cross, when they meet, you can get an accurate trade, you know, like here, for example. Can you see this? So here we see the stochastics was overbought and the super signal gave a signal, all right? And the stochastics isn't like all the way over here and the super signal isn't all the way over here. They're literally in line. And as you can see in the ahead, that was a very, very good trade. Can you see that?
Mm-hmm.
And it works the same way. Here, you can tell it wasn't going to be good because the stochastic didn't peak. It was okay, but the stochastics didn't peak. Here, stochastics peaked. Can you see that? You see the difference? For the buy, stochastics peaked and it went all the way up in the bounds that I set. It went all the way up in the bounds that I set. Now you can use this support and resistance and whatever else, Fibonacci, whatever you want to use to determine where our price is going to go. But to get in a good trade, this is something that you can definitely use. Even here, this wasn't bad at all. Stochastics lined up at a peak where super signal gave a signal, and well, price talks for itself. Even here, right here, this is live. This is happening now in the market. Stochastics lined up with a peak at super signal. So this is, I think this is Great Britain pound versus the Japanese yen, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So this is really gonna be a nice buy. And using these two indicators, that's how you can get the max value for each indicator. There's different things you can use. You can use your RSI to see if it's going to be a weak buy, a weak sell. But super signal is going to tell you where it's going to go, and stochastic is going to tell you if it's really going to go there or not, or if it's just going to fake you out or something like that. Because once it crosses these extremes, then you know it's going to change direction, and like it does it all the time. Like even in the weak stuff, even in the weak stuff like here, like in this area, it was oversold and it came all the way up to here, you know, and then switch. And even though this is small, even though this is a very small movement, it still showed on the stochastic chart. And that's what we're looking for. We need to know. And stochastics did a very good job at doing that, to be honest. So there are not any questions, because this is pretty straightforward, pretty simple, pretty nice, pretty simple.
That's very interesting. But I wanted to look at go to the most recent aspect of that chart.
Which is right here. That's where we were.
Right. So I see where the super signal is pointing up.
Yes.
And then I see that the stochastic is crossing that's the 30. You say it's a 30?
Yes, that's one of the extremes. That shows that the price was oversold. Yes.
So even though it went all the way up to the 80, how come it only made that small move?
That small? Well, because the market is going to do what market is going to do. Now, the thing is, right, the stochastic chart is just going to show you what to expect. Like here, we expected a shift in momentum because it was oversold, and we expected it to go up because super signal said so. Now, we can keep following the stochastic chart and realize that it crossed that extreme. So if I had made that trade, if I was watching the market and I got in right here, I would have made a few pips until here. And if this thing across the extreme, the upper boundary, the 80, I would get out until stochastic decides to do something else. Until the stochastic, see, look, the stochastic doesn't work like, it doesn't work like, oh my gosh, it crosses 80 to buy. Oh my gosh, it crosses 30 to sell. It doesn't work like that. It works like it crosses 80, it crosses 30, it's gonna shift in the direction.
So how much pips is that small buy movement?
On this thing, I have no idea how to tell on the MT4 trader terminal.
It don't show up on the side?
Yeah, you can count it if you want. So that's about, I don't know, 30 pips.
Oh, okay. So you could still put a trade in and catch one little 5.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
So it's pretty good, but the thing is to understand how the stochastic works. It doesn't work like cross 80 means a buy or cross 30 means a sell. It means if it crosses 80 or 30, the market is going to shift in the direction that it's going in. And if you want to know where it's going to shift or how to get in, then super signals will take over that road. So you just have to know how stochastic works and know how super signals complements it. Usually a bet for you to understand. I know Dr. Espler, he gave a analysis using the moving average, and he said, well, if this thing goes under the moving average, then you want to get out. With that understanding, that's exactly how you would want to look at when the stochastic crosses the extreme. If it's going up, if you took a super signal and you bought it, and this thing starts to cross an extreme, you want to get out. This is like a really great strategy for super scalping.
But I bet it looks solid.
It is. It's very much so. And it proves itself, you know. It proves itself all throughout market history. It proves itself. Even now it's proving itself. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to share with you guys. I'm going to post this video up. So if anybody didn't catch it, they can. I doubt that a lot of people in the main group are going to really watch it right now because they don't know about this stuff. But definitely for advanced traders and such as yourself, share it, let people know about this. This is something that could really make some money and knock yourself out, man.
All right, then. Respect.
Yeah. All right. That's all. Take care.